medical evaluation any athlete in history has been through.
The doctor there was able to let me know that, you weren't born with a heart condition. And what has happened is that they overhydrate you and they gave you too much morphine, which caused my heart to blow up. So in time that the heart went back down and it's all right. He said, "You all right to fight."
Satisfied with the results of the Mayo Clinic evaluation, the Nevada State Athletic Commission granted Holyfield a license, which meant a rubber match with Bowe. No title would be at stake, but it was still the biggest heavyweight fight that could be made.
It was perhaps the most brutal of the three fights.
Hard right hand by Bowe. Holyfield comes back with a left.
They both absorbed a tremendous amount of punishment.
A persistent theme in the trilogy, punching after the bell.
Holyfield was quickly exhausted, raising concerns that his heart was in distress again.
This is a very dangerous fight as far as I'm concerned for Evander Holyfield. This man is not able to catch a second wind. This man is going to end up in a pine box.
I understand the frustration and the concern of George Foreman and say, this guy's going to die, but it wasn't my heart.
But what it was something that could have endangered his life by weakening him in the ring. Recent revelations explain Holyfield's fatigue.
I wrapped his hands every morning. He was sitting there and his eyes was yellow as I don't know what. I said, "Man, what's wrong with you?" I didn't know it till after the fight, but Evander had contracted hepatitis.
I ate some seafood and got hepatitis A, and my doctor told me, "You shouldn't fight. Your energy level gonna go up and down, up and down."
Despite being diagnosed with hepatitis A, Holyfield chose to fight. By round 5, he appeared to be finished.
Holyfield taking a couple of heavy shots.
Holyfield is really hurting. He just became 33, going on 53.
It looked like he was all through as a fighter, like he had spent so much to prove what he had proven.
I recall thinking the end is near for Holyfield. And then, early in the 6th round,
Down goes Bowe!
Evander threw a left hook to the body, threw a left hook to my shoulder. Ain't no big deal. Boom! Everything went blank.
As promised by his doctor, though, Holyfield's energy surge wouldn't last.
And now Holyfield seems to have run out of gas.
He was hurt, and I didn't do that because I didn't have the energy to finish.
He let Bowe off the hook. Had Holyfield been able to hurt Bowe a little bit more in that round, I would have had no choice but to stop the contest.
I was disappointed myself. I had the courage to get in that ring that way, but when it came to the final test, to just throw in a few punches and not worry about how I felt, I didn't do it.
Holyfield had one more energy surge in the 8th round.
He was capable of those 20 seconds of throwback to what you had seen before.
Hard right hand inside by Holyfield, and now down goes Evander.
And then just as suddenly, gone again.
Third knockdown of Holyfield's career. Here comes the 4th, and that's it.
There was this shell of Holyfield there in the ring where Evander's flaming spirit had once been.
With that, the trilogy came to a close with Bowe having won 2 of the 3 bouts. The boxing world was witnessing the beginning of an end, a surprise end.
I always figured Holyfield would be the guy who'd come out for the worse. Turns out that the guy who was really hurt in this trilogy was Bowe, physically and psychologically.
Indeed, Bowe's career had peaked against Evander Holyfield. He fought just twice more, taking bad beatings and disqualification wins against Andrew Galata.
Riddick Bowe allowed his worst instincts to take over, and his worst instincts were laziness, gluttony. If he was driven by anything, he was driven by hunger to eat, but certainly not by hunger to be great.
By contrast, Holyfield's legend kept rolling along.
we thought after the 3rd fight that this would be the end of Holyfield's run as a great fighter. But of course, it worked the other way. Holyfield regrouped to have more great fights. as he did most famously against Mike Tyson.
While the Tyson fights helped define Holyfield's high standing in history, the epic Bowe fights defined him in victory and defeat as the noblest of warriors.
You saw the best of Evander Holyfield and you saw the best of Riddick Bowe. And these two guys were made for each other.
It would have been impossible for anyone to foresee that the seemingly spent shell of Holyfield we saw in that third fight against Bowe would knock out Mike Tyson just 12 months later. It might have been equally difficult to envision the demise of Bowe, whose two ensuing fights with Andrew Golota were as bizarre in their way as Fan Man's flight. As for the man on the paraglider, James Miller was found dead on a trail in Alaska at age 39 in March 2003. Thanks for watching The Tale of Holyfield Bowe.